protect us from disaster, but to help the individual too.
Yeah,
Like once I used to live in San Fernando Valley, and that's where my husband's saying some areas look a lot worse. And going through Taco Bell, and I saw a homeless guy sitting on the curb, hoping somebody'd give him a couple bucks. And I got out of the car and I said, "What's happening with you?" And he told me he'd been really sick, lost his job, lost his home. And I said, "I'm on disability. I want you to go down to Social Security office on a certain street corner." I gave him the address, and I said, "Go in and talk to Mary Bell. She will listen to you and help you." And he said, "That's the answer I need."
Yeah, absolutely. Any little connection that we have, you saved that boy's life with that medication. There are just sometimes what they need is, so here's a perfect example. We have a lovely old math, he's very old actually, he's the quintessential math professor, and we have a client who's been working at Goodwill for 7 years, making minimum wage. When you go to make a delivery, a donation at Goodwill, he loads up your car, he unloads your car, right? Asks you if you want a receipt. He's been doing that for 7 years. He is still homeless. He sleeps in the bushes behind Goodwill. And he owes so much money on these credit cards, and they're harassing him. And he comes into my office and he's crying and he wants to straighten this out. So I get my lovely old math professor to do his taxes for him. Do you know this man is owed $7,000 from the IRS and had no idea? Sometimes the answers are just that simple. That's what that man needed on that day. And that one math professor had the answer. We wouldn't have had that answer. I can't do somebody's taxes, right? So sometimes the answers are so incredibly simple, we miss them. Anybody have any questions? Please carry around those hold on one second. Please carry around those meal cards. Please keep my card. Karen, did you bring cards today?
I did not, I'm sorry, but the phone number's the same.
Yeah, please. Never hesitate to call us with a question to volunteer. We're desperately in need of volunteers.
What are the specifics of what you need for volunteering?
Say that again.
What are the specifics you need for volunteering?
We need people that are kind and non-judgmental and who have some time. It's just that simple.
So interacting with the clients.
Interacting with them. We need simple things like somebody answering the phone, because we're kind of like,
We definitely need people who can handle the front office.
yes,
That's very, very
it's
serious.
kind of like Penn Station.
Yeah.
All day long.
And
Do you need the
must be
person to be
unflappable.
physically at your location?
We do. Yeah, not everybody, but yeah, we do need a person at the front desk. We need volunteers for that. We have a lovely gentleman who is a case manager now. He's a volunteer, a Jewish retired pharmacist. And he fell in love with what we do. He was sitting like a client in a chair for 10 minutes. And I said, "Hi, can I help you?" I thought he was a client. He said, "Are you the director?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I want to talk to you. I've been out there for 10 minutes. I can't stop crying. These stories are really moving me. What can I do?" He started out coming 2 days a week. Now I think he's up to 4 or 5 days a week. But what he's doing is actually case managing people, which is the one thing we do. I mean, we'll never have enough hours in the day to do that. They want somebody who listens to why this gentleman got his car impounded. He sounds like a drunk, right? "I got my car impounded." Actually, he just didn't have his registration, and he was taking care of that, and he was in the process. But because he's driving an old beater car, not driving a car like you or I, he was very noticeable to CHP. So this lovely man case manages people, and he keeps me up to date now on some of these clients, because I don't have the time. So he's seeing them more regularly than I am, and then he keeps me in the loop. It's so helpful. We need to duplicate ourselves, is what we need to do. So, Dick, you have a question?
And what I don't like is that the men in the prisons or women do not have an opportunity to learn a skill.
Can I tell you something interesting? Do you know that it costs more to house a prisoner for 1 year in the state of California than to put them through Stanford? And that information comes from a Stanford researcher. We would pay less to put them through Stanford than we pay to house a prisoner for a year.
We need that on the front page of newspapers.
I know. So I want to thank you all for being here. It is very touching to us to look out and see you and know that you care, because sometimes we're kind of like our clients. We're in the bushes and the trees, and sometimes we think you're all whipping by and you don't see us. So your being here is very touching, and it reminds us that you care, and we'll be able to tell our clients that all week long this week. So thank you very much, and if you've got any more questions, stick around and ask any one of us.
Thank you.
God bless.